It's time for the Essentials Podcast.
Christmas special.
A Christmas special. Now, we're in a new look today.
Christmas time.
It's a little bit of a different
is
setup.
here.
Because Paul...
Happiness and cheer from now on. Wait, that's not really how it goes. All the children call their favorite time of year snowflakes.
Yeah, that's not quite how it goes.
Snowflakes in the air is the second line. Beauty.
I recognize the
everywhere.
word, but
Christmas time is here.
The melody's kind of
Christmas time is
eluding
here.
what I was
Hey,
getting.
look,
Congratulations.
I was in the choir at South Grand Prairie, the Madrigal Singers.
That might be your first to ever hear Tim Ferguson sing a solo. And he just
solo.
did it.
I'm always
on
singing
the
a solo.
podcast.
I'm there.
I
I'm
know.
there.
It's very
I
nice.
feel like I could be on YouTube Music.
This is good. We're
This
doing a
is good.
Christmas special.
Christmas special
All Christmas stuff today.
from my living room.
From his living room.
And yes, I have a number of Christmas pet peeves that I will be adding into our podcast tonight.
Yes, he does.
All Christmas trees should be historical, family in nature.
Oh, by the way, let me say this.
If you have a same styled Christmas tree, like all green, all red, all angels, all stars, all just
Same
ornaments,
style Christmas trees
you
are
are
unscriptural.
defined as bougie. And really, you really don't have the Christmas spirit. I mean, look up here. We have pictures of
here's
Snoopy and Hannah Montana
No.
back before she turned dark.
Most importantly, the person that probably would have bugged us the most, would have already had to be on because he would have bugged us the most, is on our podcast. Look at that.
Who?
Right there.
Larry Click, yes.
The late Larry Click.
We could have him tonight for your trivia competition a little bit later.
He's no longer with us, sir.
0 to
He is-
0.
He's-
Oh, well, okay.
All right.
Sponsors tonight.
Sponsors.
Sorry.
First
I
of
don't want to
all-
get off on the tree too much, but these are amazing ornaments collected over 35 years of Christmases together. So,
okay, of Christmas together. But
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
yes.
So our first sponsor is Heritage Land and Mineral. Jake and all
Yes.
the guys up there.
Yes.
David works
Go buy
there.
some land, let some oil pop.
Go buy some minerals.
Jordan East popcorn and candy.
Yes.
You might be able to rush down the day after Christmas.
Maybe
if this
I think
goes-
they're probably open on Christmas Eve, at least half day or something
Well,
like that.
they're not going to be watching this on Christmas
Oh,
Eve,
that's
John
true.
Michael.
Never mind. So by the time you watch this,
It might be
tomorrow.
2024 Christmas where Paul actually
Don't
puts
do
this.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Paul's a high-level producer. at
He is.
Antioch
He's got a lot of-
Fellowship.
he's a really
He's got a
important
lot
guy.
on his plate. His job is on the
He's
line
very
on
much
Sunday.
so, yeah.
We'll know at our next podcast if Paul
If Paul still has a job,
still
right?
has a job or not. So yes, we hope it goes well there.
We'll let you know.
Yes. Then we have Paper Leaves, plant
Paper
store
Leaves.
and bookstore and plant shop.
Yes, and
so
one of the
also
few
in Waxahachie.
just great bookstore. It's a great bookstore. Go in there. They have new books, used books, old books, new books,
and
red
Left
books, blue
Hook-
books.
Left Hook Video.
Left Hook Video.
Thank you, Clark, and all your team. We appreciate
so
you
much
guys.
equipment that we got from them, and just
And you notice our new
set.
setup tonight. We are
Yeah.
in the living room. We're kind of a little
Christmassy.
face to face here. Paul's been yelling at us about not getting into the mic enough, so this helps us look. Even though I'm not sure, looking at John Michael for 45 minutes.
I'm just going
is
to keep looking at you
going
guys.
to allow that to happen. Yes,
Yes.
I'll look at you guys as well.
All
So
right.
where are we starting tonight? Top. We're not doing top 10. That's too much.
That's too much.
We have 4 categories of top 4s, like the Christmas
Okay,
special.
right.
I know you don't listen to instructions.
You didn't-
Even
you
though I
said top 5. You said top
4,
5. You did
just
that-
like July 4th.
Okay.
You wrote down 5.
July
So,
4th, I had
top 4
4.
Christmas movies of all time.
All
John
right.
Michael, number 4 for
Movies?
you.
Okay, movies.
Movies.
So here it is. Because you knocked my number 5th one out, which was A Toy That Saved Christmas, but that's besides
A
the
Toy
point.
That Saved
Number
Christmas?
4, yes. It's the only... Anyway, number 4 for me is
So
Elf.
here's my question.
Yes.
So we're talking about Jesus and Joseph
Yes.
and Mary.
Yes.
Here's one of my 42 manger scenes that I have around the house. And so I would say this, that if you don't have Jesus and Joseph and Mary in your Christmas listing, there's something wrong with
do.
your spiritual condition.
But,
Sorry, go ahead. Number 4.
let me say this.
Not Toy That Saved Christmas.
That's not
number
The Toy That
4.
Saved Christmas. It is Elf. Number 4 on my list.
Wow. This is like a miracle. Like last podcast,
Is yours
we
4?
started off with the exact same one
Number
on the
4,
miracles.
Elf.
And by the way, on the part 2 of Miracles, 5-1, that'll be at the beginning of the new year.
Yes.
We'll kick that off. But I also had Elf at number 4.
Elf is number 4. Elf. So again, when the kids were little, every Christmas when we're decorating the tree, we watched The Toy That Saved Christmas. But then when Elf came out, Elf actually dethroned The Toy That Saved Christmas as our Christmas movie that we watched.
I can say this. Elf is by far the best Christmas movie of the 21st century.
Man, it's really...
I think it came out in like
it's-
2003. Better than 21st century since 2000? Do you have anything on your list?
I do. I have one more. I have one more on
If
my
you have
list.
something on your list this past 2000, you really don't know anything about Christmas and Christmas movies.
That's not true.
I mean, Will Ferrell makes this.
Will
movie.
Ferrell is. I look. He is
Buddy
there.
the Elf. And
Buddy
you know what
the Elf.
the best part about?
You're going to
Elf?
say Bob Newhart is in it.
No,
What?
Lou Grant.
Lou Grant is in it. Oh yeah, I knew it was one of those '70s artists. No, it's really.
It is Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart is his dad.
Bob Newhart show, and Bob of all three of them.
Yes.
And I would say of Bob Newhart show, Newhart. I mean, the Bob Newhart show was amazing. So, but he's
I think
in this.
Newhart was the best.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
James Caan's in this.
James Caan
I
is
wonder
great.
how if he's like old enough to like or young enough to like have a 10, 11, 12-year-old kid.
Zoe Deschanel. Zoe Deschanel. I know you don't know who that.
Mary
she's-
Steinberger. I mean Steinberg. What's
Is that-
Steinbergen or whatever she's in it as well? I mean,
Yeah.
the mom.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a funny.
It's a great
film.
movie.
And I realized that I cut Jingle All the Way out. That was number 5 for me.
That was up there. That was
I realized that I really like slapstick when it comes to Christmas movies.
I noticed that. That's
But number 3 for you.
number 3 for me is Family Man with Nick Cage. That is 100%. Don't say it's not a Christmas movie. It's 100% a Christmas movie. And this is, for me, this is one of the best stories. I know people think it's unbelievable, but I absolutely love Family Man, where he gets a glimpse of what life would be like if he wasn't alive. And again, that's kind of a theme for me. It's really weird because I like some slapstick movies, but my favorite kind of movies are these ones right here.
Family Man has had some real slapstick moments in
Oh,
it.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
when he's changing the diaper for the first time, I love this movie. I mean, I think as far as serious modern movies, it literally is, and it has a great message about it. I mean, that all the wealth and all the money, and he thinks and he's happy when he gets changed. He's really happy.
Yeah.
All because he saves the guy's life.
It's kind of an inverse of another older movie.
I
that's on my
really
top of my
debated
list.
this one. I actually considered it for 2 or 3 at a couple of times because I loved Taylor.
Did it make your list at all?
I love Nicolas Cage. I love Taylor Lone. It did not make my list.
Yeah.
It would have been number 6.
That's why I was saying when you said of the 20th century,
Yeah, it is the
21st
20th
century.
century.
This is right there.
But
This
I
is
think
for me.
Elf is better. But
No, for sure. I like.
if I need to really be moved emotionally and
Yes,
think about
that's
family,
why I did it,
I'm
because
going
I
to
went for the
Family Man.
message on this one, and I love Family Man. It's great.
Number 3 for me, and I want the audience out here to understand this. It is because I love Jesus, and there might be some arguments about this one. As is it really a movie? But it was a TV special.
The Chosen.
Not The Chosen. No, not The Chosen. It is a TV special, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Why are you putting your head down?
Because it's not really a movie.
It is a movie.
It's a TV special. Look,
there's a lot of movies
I
back in the...
bypassed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's a movie.
It's not a movie. It's a 30-minute special.
There's a lot of movies back in the 20s and 30s that are like 35, 40 minutes. I don't think Charlie Brown Christmas is 30 minutes.
This is why
I
The
don't think-
Grinch Who Stole Christmas didn't make it for me, because it's not a movie.
The Grinch
It's
Who
a
Stole
Christmas special.
Look, Charlie Brown Christmas has to make it because we have to have one
It's
of the
great.
top
No.
8 that has Jesus in it.
I agree. It's great.
I mean, look at Charlie
Yes.
Brown. I mean, he goes, "I'm not happy," and that's a great message for what's going on. People sometimes in Christmas time they're not happy. We don't really enjoy the season because of all the negative things of our past and current that we're going through. And he goes and he says, "Is there anybody here that can tell me what Christmas is all about?"
Good old Linus.
I can. I mean, and he goes on to quote Luke chapter 2. I mean, on a mainstream,
The most insecure of all of them, I know.
1965. And literally, I don't know if you know this, the CBS producer, Les Moonbeams, when he watched the cut of Charlie Brown Christmas, he said, "Oh my God, we have killed Charlie Brown and ruined Christmas for our audience." He thought
Really?
because the Luke part of the story was in there.
That's I mean, it's again. They read about 7 chapters or 6 verses out of Luke, verbatim from the King James Bible. It's pretty awesome.
And Jesus. The
I
familiar
agree.
theme about our 11 episodes of our podcast is I'm all about Jesus, and John Michael is all about.
Listen, he
being
is
a
trying.
pagan.
He is trying to ram this home because it's the only sliver of Jesus you have on your list.
You cut your Jesus.
I-
You cut the toy you saved Christmas. So that proves my point. So yes,
This is Jesus. He
Yes.
even had to fill
that's
30
number
minutes.
3 for me. What's number 2 for you?
Number 2 for me is A Christmas Story. Did we tie it? Did we do it again?
Someone asked me like what my favorite, like Clark Deemer, Left Hook Videos, asked
Yeah.
me what my favorite Christmas movie is going to be, and I actually when I talked to him, I said it's going to be A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
But as I got into it, I couldn't put it at number one.
You and I probably agree on number one.
I couldn't put it at number one. I mean, A Christmas Story is number one. And it should be number one because it's the only movie that's played 24/7 on Christmas Eve all the way into Christmas.
Currently.
What
Because
else
of
is
the moral, because of the morals. But we'll get into it in a minute. But here's the thing about this movie. It epitomizes what it's like being a kid at Christmas. I love it because it's from the kid's perspective.
It epitomizes what it's like being a kid in general.
Yeah.
I mean, just wow.
Yes.
I mean, and it epitomizes what it's like being a kid and how you view your parents when you're a kid. I mean, I have so many memories.
So great.
Every time I watch this film about my parents, about my grandparents. I mean, I'm 62 years old. Yes, and even now, this film takes me back to my childhood and
Great
waiting
movie.
for those moments at Christmas. And I mean, I triple dog dare you. I mean, I did that when I was.
That
a
might be
kid.
one of the greatest scenes in a movie.
Can I ask a
and
question? Anybody out there? Can you tell me on Twitter, social media, Twitch? I mean, I don't know.
Because
Can
we're
you
on
tell-
Twitch.
We might be someday. I
Okay.
mean, we might play a game while we're doing this. Hey, does anyone say triple dog dare you anymore?
I don't know.
And then I really always have wondered, does your tongue really get stuck if you put it to a poll?
Yes, it does. It does.
Oh. And then, of course,
Great movie.
The best line in the movie,
Yes.
which is
Uh,
your best line.
my favorite line is, "You'll poke your eye out." Obviously, everybody says it. You'll poke your. My favorite is when he goes up to
I
Santa
just
Claus.
asked you what your
This is
favorite
it.
was,
No,
and-
it is.
and you're
That's
changing it.
And he kicks it, and he says, he kicks him down the thing, and he stops, and he goes, "I want a Daisy Red Ryder triple action." And he says the whole thing, and the Santa looks at him and goes, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid," and then
Yeah,
kicks him
kicks him
down.
down the stairs.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's a great line.
great
My
line.
favorite line, though, is, "Oh, fudge." Only I didn't say fudge. Oh, wait, I'm
Said
sorry.
the grandfather of all
cuss
swear words. My favorite part of the
And then, have you ever had your mouth washed out with
I
soap?
have,
I
actually.
have. And it wasn't for saying anything like that. I got it washed
I
out
said
for
the D
soap
word.
for saying gosh.
No.
I mean, mama.
Oh, yeah.
My mom's mom. You could not use euphemism to take the Lord's name in vain. No gosh, no shoot for other cuss words. If you did that, it was automatic.
I
Maybe it's why
wanted to
I'd
say
never
dumb one time, and I said I used the A word use A instead of dumb, and I got it.
But the best part of it, though, was the bunny costume. I mean, only the dads know how to give really good presents. The moms want to make you wear something your aunt made you, and you look like an idiot, or this or that. But the joy of Christmas comes from fathers, and I just want to say that out there because we know how to give good gifts to our kids.
Yes.
Even though we're
It's
maybe
scriptural.
number one.
Number one for me, and it's probably the same for you.
Man, this is 3 out of 4. This is shocking.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It is a Wonderful Life.
There's no, to me, I love A Christmas Story. Doesn't even come close. And here's the thing. As I was a young adults pastor and as I've been talking, there are so many haven't seen this movie.
I know.
And it is a phenomenal movie.
And if we were like the Ringer, Bill Simmons, we would be doing our own podcast on rewatchables. And every time
This
movies that are
is-
rewatchable, every time I come across this movie during the Christmas season, wherever it is, I stop
Stop
down
and watch it.
and I watch
Absolutely.
it through the end. So it's really bad if I catch it early because then I'm out for 2.5 hours. And it is just such a prayer changes things. The
Oh,
beginning of
it's-
the movie,
yeah.
all the prayers are going
up, and
I mean, and it just
yeah.
changes. I mean, one life makes a difference, which is why you like Family Man.
Yes. It's just great. I mean, again, it's kind of the inverse of this movie, kind of a different variation of this movie.
The only negative thing about It's a Wonderful Life is every time we talk about it, you go into your Jimmy Stewart impersonations.
I want a big one. I want a great big one.
Yes, that's the worst thing
It's
about
it's the great. This is the absolutely. You want the moon, Mary? I'll give it to you, and then you can eat it. And
He chooses
moon
family.
beams will come out of
He
your
chooses-
fingers.
He chooses the community.
Yes.
He chooses work,
Man,
being productive over his own self.
Yeah.
He never gets to travel. He never gets to do the things he dreams of.
Yeah.
But yet he builds a life of a
it's just
foundation. It's incredible.
great.
It's incredible. And my favorite moment in the movie is when he's in that low place in his life before he decides to have the whole suicide. It's a pretty dark movie at times. I mean, trying to commit suicide.
He does commit suicide. He does, like, he's on the verge. Yeah,
He doesn't.
No,
Because
he doesn't. But
Clarence
he's right there.
jumps
Yeah.
in first. But it's when like Potter is really being threatened by his business acumen,
Yeah.
and he calls him into his office and offers him $20,000 a year salary. I think it's like $400,000 a year today, and just his resisting evil, no matter how much money was offered him. It was a pretty special moment.
No, Mr.
We're
Gower, because
15
in the
minutes. Is that
grand
what,
scheme
Paul,
of
is that what
things,
you're
you're
saying?
just a scurvy little spider.
Yes.
You think you can just have everything with your money, and I'm not going to.
My least
The
favorite.
answer is
thing.
no.
It's my least favorite thing about It's a Wonderful
I
Life.
want to live again.
Okay,
God,
so
please
that's our,
let me
that's
live
our
again.
top 4 Christmas movies.
That's it.
And we together of the 4,
Three of
we
them.
agreed on 3. So there are only
Maybe
really,
not in spots, but exactly the
there were
same.
only 5 different Christmas movies that we had on there.
Yes,
but I
very
will
nice.
make a shout out for Jingle All the Way. Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger is such a great movie. Paul's
It's a good
lifting his
movie.
hands
It's a
up.
very good movie.
We
It
woke
is.
Paul up. He went off into the den to go to sleep.
You heard Jingle All the Way.
I love Jingle All the Way. That's the parent.
I need a Turbo
That
Man
was
doll.
me trying to find Susanna's Barbie Jeep when she was like, I'll kill somebody. I need that, at 6 years old.
I am Turbo Man. All right.
You don't have to impersonate
I
everybody.
do. I can if I want to. Leave me alone. All right.
Okay, here we go. Best Christmas songs of all time.
We do songs or presents? Songs? Okay. All right. Let me get
Songs.
over it. All
That's
right.
my order.
All right. This was hard.
Okay, before you say this,
Okay.
I watched a little thing on social media recently where they were asking people at a church what your favorite Christmas song was, and most of the people in being interviewed, they all had a song that was not about the Christmas story.
This is true.
I mean, it's hard to find a Christmas movie about Jesus. I mean,
right.
they're
Now,
almost
well,
impossible.
a really top quality one,
Well,
yes. No,
and if
for
there
sure.
are them about Jesus, like the one this year, The Journey to Bethlehem,
Yeah.
nobody goes and watches it.
Why
I mean,
didn't we didn't
it's
get to, yeah.
the Nativity from a number of years ago. They're just not
was
out
okay.
there.
It was
But
good,
Christmas
yeah.
songs.
Yes.
there are
Pretty easy, yes. There are plenty. There are
Christmas
plenty.
songs. So, did any non-Christian, non-Jesus, non-Mary songs make your list?
First, let me help you people out. First of all, I'm going to give you a few here that you can look up because these are my favorites. And these are the fun songs. The Hat I Got for Christmas is Too Big by Mel Blanc. The Night Santa Went Crazy by Weird Al. These are just suggestions for your list. I'm Getting Nuttin' for Christmas. These are novelty songs. These are what I would really like to do with my
so
kids.
you have the novelty. I have for Paul tonight, I have my Taylor Swift top 3 Christmas songs of all
What?
time. Did you know Taylor Swift put out a Christmas album back
Yes,
in her
and
younger
I-
days when she still knew Jesus?
She put one out recently, and it's, yeah.
I mean, but one she put out recently, I still have. So number 3 for me is Christmas Tree
Taylor
Farm,
Swift,
which
right?
is
Okay.
which is a recent one.
It's a good one, yeah.
Number 2 for me is There Must Be Something More. I mean, there must be
did see
something
that
more
one.
to
I heard that
Christmas.
one
That's
the
a
other day.
great song, and she's singing about Jesus is more to Christmas. And then her rendition of Silent Night is amazing. So Taylor Swift. You got one, Paul, that's there that I missed. No, he doesn't, no. I don't know if he listens to Christian Taylor Swift songs or not. So who knows? But
Do you see what Kelsey?
Kelsey, yes, it's Travis Kelsey.
Okay,
I don't know.
So that was, yeah, I got novelty songs. I love novelty songs, but I didn't put any of the novelty songs
But
in
number
my
four
top
for you.
Number 4 for me is Bing Crosby's I'll Be Home for Christmas.
This is not a Christian song.
It is not a Christian song.
Okay.
It is not.
This is your one chance
Half
to
of my
prove
list.
that you love Jesus.
Half of my list loves Jesus. And I'm just going to tell you, half of my list loves Jesus.
Number 4 is
Number 4
I'll
for
be
me
home
is
for Christmas.
I'll Be Home for Christmas, Bing Crosby, and then Michael
I'll
Bublé.
be
Yeah,
home
that's the.
for Christmas.
And actually, because
You're not
again,
ever
when,
home for
when it was
Christmas.
written, it was written in the war, and it's a soldier singing
What
about I'll be home.
war?
It's very very
What
Christmas.
war?
World War II.
Very good.
And
I'm
it's
proud
a
of
very
you there.
it's a
1939 to
it was
1945.
in White Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Again, and just for my sisters out there, Holiday Inn and White Christmas, neither one of those make the top 10 of any Christmas movie, just for your information, those who are watching that.
my number 5 would have been White Christmas.
Holiday
music,
Inn was better, and
music.
it was before White
No, no,
Christmas.
yeah,
Oh,
and
music. So
White Christmas was made for Holiday Inn.
So your number 5 is also secular as well. Number 4 for me is O Come, Emmanuel.
it's a great song. I
I mean,
love
this
that.
song was written like 1,200 years ago, back around 900 AD, during a time, in which, the Dark Ages, and it was written in Latin. And in 1851, James Neal converted it into English, made it a hymn. I mean, ransom captive Israel that mourns in exile here, while the Son of God appears, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee. Oh, I love O Come, Emmanuel.
It's a
Every
great
time
song.
I hear it, just the melody, it's almost haunting in a way. It
beautiful.
just takes me and it merges the Old Testament
Again, it's
Messiah from the Jewish faith into the New Testament Emmanuel, God with us
It's
has
that
come.
longing for him to come. Oh, like we need, like it's time. We need
And no
the
one
Messiah.
ever really messes with this version.
No.
They may upbeat it a little bit, but it's always a great version.
Yeah.
I love O Come, Emmanuel.
Great
It's
song.
number 4 for me, and it is about the Lord. It is about Jesus coming
You're
to this
so
earth.
spiritual.
It is about
You're
the baby
so,
in the manger.
So spiritual. And number 3 for me,
This is a Bible podcast, John Michael.
I'm aware.
Okay, number 3
and
for
number
you.
3 for me is also
not a Christian
It's not
song.
a Christian song, but
Not a
it's
Christian-
it makes my top 5. Look,
For all you pagans out there, I'm happy
for all
for
you people out there that can relate, that enjoy.
I like
I know you do.
secular
I know
songs.
you do. But so look, I'm just gonna say this.
Frosty
You probably
the Snowman was a jolly happy
My
soul.
number one is
Even
probably
though
the
it's kinda
greatest
pagan,
Christmas song of all
demonic when
time.
the little magic hat on top of him.
I didn't put Frosty in there, did I?
No,
Did I?
You might have.
No, I didn't. The Christmas song by Nat King Cole, probably the greatest popular Christmas song of all time. Greater than White Christmas. It is the best secular Christmas song of all time, and I will stand by that all day long. And that's why nearly every artist that ever does a Christmas album records that song
Nat
because
King
it's
Cole in Cat Ballou.
smoothest voice.
Walking
of all time.
around kind of randomly playing a banjo in a Western is one of the greatest moments of all time. I love Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole, really, to me, he's one of the best,
So
smoothest
she
voices.
rode away. I'm sorry, I'm into Cat Ballou right now.
Why are you doing westerns in a
I
Christmas
don't know.
song?
You said Nat King Cole.
Nat-
It made me think
because
of
that
it.
is the guy-
Jane Fonda in a comedy. I mean, it is an amazing. Lee Marvin, Cat Ballou, great.
Why are we
movie.
doing Cat Ballou? It's not even. Don't
You
yell
said-
at me for not being Christian.
you said
You're
Nat-
not even being Christmas.
You said Nat King Cole. I can't help it.
Because he sings the greatest secular Christmas song of all time. Prove me wrong. You can't.
You don't even know the words
Of the Christmas
of
song.
the Christmas song.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Have you ever had a chestnut?
I have.
I've had a chestnut on the open fire roasting in Prague, Czech Republic. One of the great Christmas moments of my life.
That's nice.
It's a great thing. Number 3 for me.
Number 3.
Guess what? It's not a secular song. It's
Oh, look.
It's Mary Did You Know?
Mary Did You Know is great. I love that song.
Did you know who wrote the words to Mary Did You Know?
I did not.
You should. He's a comic.
Really?
Yeah, Mark Lowry. He wrote the
He
words.
wrote
He
Mary Did-
wrote the
well,
words
he's also
to Mary Did You Know?
He was also in the Gaither
And
Gaither
you know
vocal
why
band.
he wrote the words to Mary Did You
No,
Know?
why?
Because Dr. Jerry Falwell in 1984, when he's putting on the Living Christmas Tree production at, in his church there in I don't know where Liberty is in that city,
Yeah.
he had him write the words to the script to their production, and then later a few years later he would have it made into a music thing. I mean, I just love Mary Did You Know?
Did you know that he
moment-
was like a member of the Gaither vocal band? The Gaither.
Yeah,
the-
my parents are really
he
into
is,
the
but
Gaither vocal
but
band.
not the Gaither. Not the Gaithers,
Right.
The trio
Yes,
of like
when they
Michael
tra-
English.
when they
him.
traveled and
He's
all
a
those.
great singer, man.
I mean,
Phenomenal.
Michael English was actually the first person
Yeah.
to record Mary
Mary
Did You Know?
yeah, and
The
phenomenal.
composer, I think, was Buddy Green.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing song. Did you
Great
know
song.
he's going to be Lord of Creation? Did you know he's going to be ruler of the nations? Did you know he's the perfect lamb and he's the great I am? I mean, I love his thought process of having Mary when she's holding the baby. And most people will think, well, Mary got the prophecy. She got Gabriel. She got all these things. But
Yeah.
yet when Jesus is 30, starting his ministry, she tries to come and take him because and his brothers, they think he's
Yeah.
lost his mind. I don't know that she knew really what she was getting herself into.
Not many modern Christmas writers. There's not very many modern Christmas songs that get it right.
Yeah.
He nailed it. I mean,
love it.
I'm just
Now-
not big on.
I mean, one of the particular faiths of Christianity struggles with this particular song because of their reference of Mary, but I love it because it puts her down
Yeah.
into real life and
Right.
and the imagination there. So number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me is "Oh Holy Night." And there are like 3 or 4 renditions of this that are phenomenal. I mean, Mariah Carey does a great one.
All right, Carrie.
Josh Groban does a great one. The Allies maybe do the best.
How about
of-
Gateway Worship? How about
Gateway?
Christians
Again, I'm just saying.
Oh, Holy
but,
Night.
the Allies do a phenomenal version of it. Natalie Grant, I think, does again. What I'm saying is, this is that song, "Oh Holy Night," that everybody in the world sings. That is secular, and they're singing. Just listen to the words. Fall on your knees. It's awesome.
It's the night of our dear Savior's birth.
Yeah.
Fall on
Long lay the world in sin and error pining till he appeared. The soul felt its worth. It's a good. I mean, look, they don't write. Nobody writes Christmas
Chains
songs
shall
like
he
that. Yeah.
break, for the slave is
Woo.
our brother. I mean, but this is your worst take of anything we've had in 11 episodes.
Why?
Because "Oh Holy Night" is the greatest Christmas song of all time. There's nothing even close.
No, and I'll
It's
prove it
like
to you.
talking about who's the greatest NBA player of
This
all
was your
time.
number one?
It's Michael Jordan, and then number 2 is So Far Beyond. And number 2 is not LeBron
And number
James.
2 is So Far Beyond, and then LeBron is behind him.
I would put LeBron top 5 maybe.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he's there in
100%.
the thought
Yeah.
process. But yes, this is my number 1. But the crazy thing is this was written, this town in France that wanted this song for their Christmas production. This was written in, I think, 1843, and he was not even a believer.
yeah.
He was not a Christian. And a few years later, he would become a socialist. And I mean, it's just crazy that he can write these words about the birth of a Savior, but yet never have an encounter with Jesus himself.
Oh, Holy Night.
Oh, Holy Night's the best? Yes.
Okay.
It's not even close. Number one. Paul says it's number one. John, it's disrespectful. There's nothing close.
Let me give
Yeah,
you.
I said that. Though. It is the worst take
I'll
in
tell you
11
guys,
episodes.
and I'll prove that I'm right
No.
and that you're wrong. Okay, so my number 2 is Oh Holy Night, and I'll
Night,
say this:
the
Oh Holy
stars
Night
are
would be
brightly
number 1 if it wasn't for the
shining.
next one.
It is. There is no next one. There is no next
No,
one.
it's not. No, it's not.
There is no next one.
When I said the next one,
Well, number one. Go ahead. Number
No, go
one.
ahead.
I've
What's
already
your
said
number
my
two?
number one.
What's
you
your
say
number
your number
two?
one. Go
no,
ahead.
you go into your
I
number
want you
2.
to go to number one. There can't be anything right now.
Okay, the number 1 Christmas song of all time. It was written in 1741. The entire work, which is a work of like 10 songs, was written
I know what you're talking
by
about.
Handel.
That's not no.
And the
no,
the finale of
no.
it, of Handel's Messiah, taken directly from the book of Luke, is the Hallelujah chorus, and that is the greatest Christmas song. And I'm not talking about
all of the great Christmas songs, except the ones you have that aren't Christian.
Right.
They all have great
but
lyrics
this one
about
is.
them.
But again,
No,
when you look
Handel's
at the scope,
Messiah. No, no.
Hallelujah chorus is the number 1
Go on
Christmas song
any
of all
list
time.
on social media. Pick something on the
Okay.
internet. No one's going to have Handel's Messiah
No
in their
one's gonna have
top
anything with
five.
Jesus except for us.
No one's going to have. No, pick the Jesus ones. Handel's Messiah is not going to be in the top five.
It is-
No
it's
one's
the-
going to have that. That
and
like,
it's got Wonderful Counselor of the Mind. It's like.
it's not. No one even knows any of that. That's like the fourth verse to Silent
If
Night.
you look
no one
in,
knows that.
no, it's and he shall reign for, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. It's dude. If you look at the whole thing, it's the greatest musical piece.
Number one
Christmas
is Oh
piece.
Holy Night.
No,
And
Oh Holy
number-
Night is there.
Number two is again iconic, and you don't even have it in your top five.
You're gonna say Silent Night?
Silent Night.
It's great. I love.
I mean, you don't have it in your top five. You got
don't.
White Christmas as number five.
I do.
A
That's
Christmas
correct.
song. Silent Night. Joseph Moore. I mean, Franz Gruber. I mean, a poor priest, an assistant priest, the organ breaks. He wants guitar music in the 1800s. He wants to break from tradition. He literally commits himself to living a life of poverty. I mean, and helping the poor and the needy. I mean, this is the greatest Christmas
I
song
do love Silent Night. I
of
love
all
Silent Night.
time, except for O Holy Night. And Silent Night, nobody's singing Handel's Messiah at Christmas.
Every year,
Where? What church?
like Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith sell out
They're like-
coliseums and they
they're
sing
like-
and they
they're
do
older
Handel's
than
Messiah.
me. They're older
It
than
doesn't
me.
matter. Like if
They're
you're
older than me. They're older than me.
so uncultured.
Go to a church and hear Handel's
uncultured.
Messiah.
I
Look,
promise. There's
no,
yeah.
Oh Holy Night. Oh Holy Night. Oh Holy Night. All right, here we go. Number
Holy Night's
three.
number two. It's
number
good.
three.
It's great.
Third thing. Are we at 30 minutes yet? Okay, so we go. Number three. So, the Bible.
the Bible.
I know this. I got to bring some Bible in because when I knew we talked about Christmas, you would have nothing about the Bible.
I would have nothing about the
nothing
Bible.
about the Bible. So, the top 4 Christmas story moments from the Word of God for you.
Okay, number 4. The dream that God gave the Magi when they had reached Jesus. It's not in chronological order because it's my favorite order. Is the moment when they come and see Jesus. They're in the home. They've seen him. Again, this is not at Christmas, but this is during that whole.
Yeah, it's
and
when the child was in the
yeah,
house, so you
and-
know you know that he was older, but that
Right.
doesn't matter. It's still part
it's
of our Christmas
part of our
story.
Christmas story. And the Lord comes to them in a dream. Doesn't come to one of them. Comes to the 3 of them in a dream. All 3 of them.
I have this at number 2 because
Yeah.
but I just have it the star at the East because I'm always fascinated by these guys like looking up into the thing and they're seeing this incredible constellation. They've been waiting for this moment. They're Persians, they're Babylonian,
Right.
scholars, and boom, we're gonna go follow this thing and find the king.
And the fact that God, again, have you ever watched in Prince Caspian Prince Caspian, the centaurs? They say we watch the stars because they're ours to watch, and those guys are watching
You
the
know
stars,
what?
and God speaks to them.
We're not looking ahead right now. We're not looking forward. We're not looking to the second coming. We're not looking at any of those kind of things.
Yeah.
I mean, we just are caught up in the moment.
Right.
I love the fact that these guys who probably weren't even believers are
They're
looking
looking
for
to
the
the stars. Yeah. So I know.
Number 4 for me, though. I'm at number 4. 'Cause
Okay.
I didn't get back. Number 4 for me is the betrayal. The moment where Mary has to go tell Joseph, or he finds out somehow.
I love that.
And her, giving him this story that is true, but there's no way that he knows that it's true. And that moment, I just always put myself there, and I just love that part. So that's my number 4. What's number 3 for you?
Number 3 for me is, and this is a weird part of it, but the tragedy at Ramah, like understanding
You
what
like the murdering of babies?
Well, because of what God we've talked about this a lot. In your Israel class, we talked about the fact that the enemy at all points has been trying to destroy the children of God. His goal is to destroy the salvation of, and so it's kind of one of those moments where you look at God and go, why in the world would you allow this to happen? Because when they do warn him in the dream, they get up and they leave for Egypt.
Yeah, I guess it leads into my number 3 because you're talking about the tragedy or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the midst of all the destruction,
Yeah.
the death, the political turmoil of the Christmas story, the angels show up and they say, "Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy." And listen to me, people. The Christmas, our celebration of Christmas is about the good tidings
Yes.
of great joy. It doesn't matter what we've been through. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter the losses. I mean, even when we have Christmas, you're missing your father.
Yeah.
Your mother is in a situation where you won't get to spend Christmas
get
the
to spend
same
it, yeah.
way. I mean, my father-in-law, Michelle's dad. I mean, all the Cherie's husband, Mike.
Yeah.
They're tragedies all around us, but in the midst of it, there's good
tidings
tidings of great joy because we don't grieve.
Yeah.
As Christians, we don't grieve. That's why Christmas is a time to say, you know what, we have hope, we have there. And I love the angels and the shepherds because it
Yeah.
says no matter what's going on, Jesus is coming to this earth
Yeah.
is good tidings of great joy. So number 2 for me was the star in these. What was number 2 for you?
Number 2 is me for the shepherds were invited. Again, there's the whole thing where everybody, but the fact that it says the angels actually went to where the shepherds were and brought them. And that's, again, people, you hear this all the time, but it strikes such a chord that God wanted to make sure that everyone,
Well,
the lowest, dirtiest,
It's
yuckiest.
the same principle for me as my number 1 because
Yeah.
my number 1 is the manger.
Yeah. The dirtiness,
And,
the gross. Yeah.
It says that this king that's going to save us from our sins, that left the throne, he stepped down from the third heaven, and he comes down here. He's accessible, he's touchable, and he will go to the very lowest places.
And he goes through the same things you go. Like, no one reserved a room for him. He wasn't, no special treatment.
And I talked to someone this week who had this vision that God gave him, going to the low places.
Yeah.
And that is the message of Christmas.
Yeah.
Besides the great joy, is that Jesus goes to the low places. And I think that's what we're called, to the low places as well.
Yeah.
So that's the Christmas one. You already said your number 1. Did
No,
you
my
say
number 1 so here's the good thing. I get to take one off of my miracle list. To me, the number 1 thing about it is the virgin birth. It's the conception of Jesus with
It's not on
breaking
the miracle,
all
it's not on the
scientific.
miracle list because we're doing the Old Testament miracles.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. But I'm not going to be able. I'm taking this off my miracle list because this would probably be my number 1 is the fact that she knew no man. This is a one-off that will never happen again. That God Himself, and again, the Holy Spirit overshadow. It's just a cool. It's just
read
phenomenal.
Matthew 1 and 2. Read Luke 1 and 2. Just on your own.
Yeah.
Just go through it and let the Lord speak to you this thing. So that's just a little brief synopsis of our Christmas story moments of the Bible.
Yes.
And then, of course, the last thing we'll do tonight, and so this is just little fun stuff. What is your 4 best Christmas presents of all time?
Okay.
Paul, do you have a best Christmas present of all time? You just can't think of it because you're just so self-centered that you don't really appreciate and thankful for all the things that your father buys you year after year after year. Oh, wow.
Number 4 for me.
Number 4 for you
Number
is
4
what?
for me is the famous parrot alarm clock story that lives in the annals of history.
What gift have you gotten?
Look, you said that we gotten or that we've given, and that was a combination. You said
Okay,
that.
I-
So I gave my wife before we were married. Wake up!
Wake up!
A parrot
Wake
alarm
up!
clock.
Wake
And
up!
we laugh about it today. It's still sitting in our house, but
Wake up!
I love it. That's what it does when it wakes you up. I thought I'm just thinking logically. She has trouble waking up in the morning. I'll get her something that helps her get to work on time.
And you can see why they've struggled in their marriage for this many years.
Yeah, for like 26 years
Tammy
now.
Jean is a saint. That's
she
all
is
I know.
a saint.
She's
But
a saint. Number 4 for me is 6 years old, 1967. I woke up on Christmas morning, and there was a basketball goal cemented into my driveway for
Nice.
Christmas and put me on my road to my elite
how
high
did you do that
school.
without you knowing?
I may have been there. I don't know.
You're the most unobservant kid ever.
Or he could have set it up a month. I just remember being Christmas, going out on Christmas morning and shooting baskets. It might have been up for 6 months. I don't know.
I have no clue how in the world.
I'm 6. Do you really care?
Your parents are either magicians or you were the worst.
All I know is it put me on that elite journey to basketball, and I just love playing in high school and college and coaching, and so my parents, I just love that gift. It just sticks with me for number
That's-
3.
Number 3 for me is when I gave my boys their first Xbox. I have it on video. There's something as a dad when you give the right gift and you get that response where your little kids just fall over, they scream, they yell. When I gave the boys their Xbox the first time, they were probably 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
They just
Number 3 for me, and I'm just doing gifts that I've received.
Oh, okay.
Number 3 for me is I gave this gift to myself, so it kind of works both ways, is Hawaii in 2013, 10 years ago.
First time, yeah.
First time I took the basketball team to the Big Island, to Hilo, to play in a basketball tournament. I lived 52 years on this earth and never set foot on the Hawaiian Islands. That is a great gift. I mean, it was in December, like 2 weeks before Christmas. We were there. I love it. I mean, there's a song by We the Kingdom that just came out called Christmas in Hawaii, kind of a little.
It's cute.
I'm
It's a good
playing
song.
it
Look
on
it up.
repeat, right now. So Hawaii,
greatness.
2013. Number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me is a real story. So, in 1991, end of 91, there's a couple of moments in our lives when my dad really struggled with finances, struggled with some depression and stuff. And I remember in 1991, he just had a moment where it overcame. And we talk about that the way Christmas gets. And him and my mom were fine. He never left.
Your dad would not have worn a jacket like that at
He
Christmas.
would not have worn it. He might have actually.
No,
My
he would
dad
not
had,
have.
Yeah,
He
my
dressed
dad
well.
had some style.
He dressed well.
But so it was a rough and really it was a good time for me. And Tim and Michelle took me after Christmas. I spent Christmas with my family. We had nothing. It was a rough Christmas. I just won a state championship in football, and I was still wearing the turf shoes that I had from the state championship. That's those shoes I had at that point. And so Tim and Michelle took me to San Antonio. They lived there, and I looking back now, I didn't know anything then, but they were broke. They didn't have anything.
We weren't very
and
well.
I remember
We were
that I
poor.
got for Christmas a University of Texas hoodie or sweatshirt and a pair of Nike. Probably the first new pair of Nike shoes I'd gotten in a couple of years, and it was there. It's a
Number 2 for
greatest,
me.
best gift ever, one of the tops.
It's a little controversial, but if I had one thing in my life that if the church or the house was burning down and I had to go back in and get it, it would be my Bible.
Besides Michelle, you mean?
No, just the Bible, the Word of God. I'm assuming Michelle can get out. Okay, I'm just assuming.
all
But,
right.
maybe not. Maybe I need to rethink that after this week. But I need no.
Don't do that. Why are you doing that?
I want to go there. But this is controversial because this was a Christmas gift when I was a senior.
Yes.
By my high school girlfriend, and it was an original.
Wow, what a circle! This is awesome.
You can't tell that story.
I know I
you
can't
tell
tell
that
that
story.
story,
No, there's something happened this
You're
week.
gonna have to
that
come- you're
on
gonna
Michelle's
have to ask.
birthday that she really celebrated. You'll have to ask her, but you'll need to know. She's not a nice person. Michelle is not a nice person. She's dancing and celebrating but
It's
irrelevant.
not important.
Not important.
But
Not important.
funny, but not
But
important.
this was an original NIV.
Yeah.
Like full edition. The New Testament had been out for a while, but I didn't
Right.
know see it.
Yeah.
So to get a Bible that wasn't King James, I mean, was
Yeah.
it was an amazing. So I've had it for
You've
since
had it
I was-
rebound at least once.
I've had it
that I
3
know.
times. I've had it
Really?
rebound 3 times, and now it doesn't really travel anymore.
Just-
It
yeah.
just sits in my office, and I'll look at it there. But
Yeah.
I love that Bible.
pretty cool.
And that's number 2. Number 1, best Christmas gift of all time.
It's literally the story of A Christmas Story. My mom was dead set against, and it goes back to dads.
Dads
give
are
the
better
best
gift givers
I
than mothers.
literally got a bunch of stuff, and I was like, it was fine. A World Book Encyclopedias, I think.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, my dad, he didn't do the exact same, but he.
We're just kidding out there, moms. We're just kidding. So yes.
Yeah, just kidding.
Yes.
So my dad pulls out, and again, now I'd already had the little Red Rider one, the little one.
So what's the gift? Let's get to it.
It was a pump action pellet gun, like the good ones, like the one you pump 20 times and can like penetrate skin. It was
Number 1 for me. This is like to make up for number 2. Number 1 is I asked Michelle to marry me. The 2 days after Christmas.
Nice.
In 1988. So that was a great Christmas gift. I didn't do it at Christmas to surprise her like a couple of days later.
Right.
So yeah.
so
that's
she was in deep depression for a couple of days.
She's probably going, thank God he didn't ask
right.
me." I don't know. So hey,
Christmas is awesome.
It's
We love
trivia
Christmas.
time. It's Christmas time, and we're going to have a guest trivia person tonight. Michelle is coming in to play
Michelle,
against
where
John
you at?
Michael.
Come on.
She's going to do Christmas trivia, and I will be phone a friend for John Michael if he needs help. If he needs help tonight, so we're going to make sure for Christmas that John Michael gets
No, you
a
may not.
victory.
I wouldn't bank on that.
Okay,
Where's
so
Michelle?
here we go. Here she comes, right here. She's right here. So, yes, Michelle. We had a
Michelle.
good week. Happy birthday to Michelle.
Happy
honey. We love
birthday,
you so-
Michelle. Happy 39th. You want to tell them why we were laughing so hard? Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. All right. All right, Paul, here we go.
All right.
They didn't prepare me that I was going to be on this, so.
The first question is.
So, it is what it is.
The first question is.
I shut the phone for because I am not good at trivia.
Yeah, that's fine. You can be his phone friend.
So,
Yeah, John Michael has failed miserably on
okay.
this show.
The first question is. According,
For who?
it's a list, like always. This is not an easy or hard. This is according to a survey of 5,000 people,
Okay.
various gender, age, social. No, I did not. I actually participated in this survey as well. Yes, so I know that I did not make this up. According to a survey of 5,000 people, what are people's 30 favorite holiday movies?
So we'll do it. Just list of
Yeah, and so
Go.
your
Elf.
Elf is on there, yes.
I'm gonna go with,
Wait, I'm going to have a caveat before because I don't want Jermichael to get mad at me. If there's multiple of the movie, I need the specific one.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, then I'm gonna go with Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way is on there, yes.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life is on there,
The
yes.
Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus is on there, yes.
Home Alone.
Home Alone is on there, yes.
Okay. Die Hard.
Die Hard is on there. You should have maybe asked for clarification on whether it was a Christmas movie. That was
Die Hard is a Christmas.
a really risky guess,
matter
though.
what anybody
That
says.
you're
Die
a,
Hard is not a Christmas
It is a Christmas movie.
I
'cause
also
it's
don't
set
believe it
Great
is.
in
movie
Christmas.
If you're a sinner and you want to watch listen to all the language and stuff like that, like I did when I was a young adult.
I didn't say it was a
But
good movie.
It's not a Christmas movie.
I didn't say it was a
I'm
good
just
movie.
Our prayers.
No, I'm not
to
Googling
Bruce-
anything.
our
I have my
prayers to-
list.
Our prayers to Bruce
Earlier.
Willis.
okay.
Our prayers for Bruce Willis.
I
Next.
don't have a list.
He doesn't. There's no list there. That's his. He doesn't have a list.
Go ahead.
Miracle on 34th.
That's on there, yes.
A Christmas Story. The Christmas Story.
Christmas Story is on there,
Okay.
yes.
Is that 5?
Is that 5?
I think that's 4 each.
4? Okay.
But either way, it's where I.
Is it full length movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Okay. All right.
A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas is on there,
Yes, it's a movie. Settled.
Then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I believe Rudolph is on. There's 30 movies, so you have to give me a chance. No, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is not on here.
Wow.
Let me
Dot.
double
Michelle
check
gets
one more
0.1.
time. Christmas, the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's a Wonderful Life, which you
I almost
talked
did that.
about and then didn't
Number
say.
one. She said it's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay.
Someone said it.
Grinch live action, Muppets Carol, Miracle on 34th Street, Jingle All the Way, Love Actually, Frosty, Santa Claus 3, Grinch cartoon, Four Christmases, Fred Claus, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Christmas with the Cranks, The Night Before, Year Without Christmas,
I
Night
can't
Before
win
Christmas,
even, like,
The Holiday.
How's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer not on that?
I
I
don't know.
couldn't answer
Like
that.
literally, how's it not
Okay,
on there? Every
um,
year. Okay, all right. All right.
The
I'm
next
losing. Look,
the-
see, I'm losing anyway. It doesn't matter.
The next one is a game. You'll have to write it down on an iPad or phone just so I know you don't cheat. I'll have to look at them later because you could technically cheat.
All right.
This one is called Closest Guess, okay?
Okay.
Closest guess. So the closest person to the correct number will win. There's no, you can go over, under, doesn't matter, just the closest
Okay.
one. The combined age of Macaulay Culkin, Chevy Chase, and Will Ferrell.
Right now?
Yeah. Combined age. That does have to do with Christmas. And If you get the number right on the nose, you will get 2 points instead of 1.
I had a number as well.
Okay, you can give your number.
All right, here we go.
All right,
All right.
Mother, what is your guess?
154.
What is your guess?
158.
What is your guess?
162.
The closest guess is John Michael. Well, yours would actually be closest, but it's 179 is the combined guess.
Oh, Chevy Chase.
I,
had 68.
I'd have to look it up and
I was
see.
gonna do
I
I was
just,
only talking at
35.
At 38.
I'd have to relook it up.
That's- I had him a little
I would have
young.
gone with my original, but you said
179.
I didn't say
Oh, okay. 1 to 1.
Oh, I was adding up.
1 to 1. And you need to leave your numbers so I could look at them later and make sure
I
that.
saw her number.
Okay, make sure. Maybe you should look at John
I
Michael's
said
too.
168. It was there.
This next one, same.
1 to 1.
We're still on closest guess.
Okay.
Earliest release year of the song "Santa Claus is Coming to Town." Earliest release year.
He's typing in. He has to write it down.
He has to write it down so that he can't just say a number. We'll look at his search history.
What? Do you know how an iPad works? I'm in notes. I'm in notes.
10 seconds. 9.
Oh, say it again.
Writing down-
Earliest known release year of song "Santa Claus is Coming to Town."
All right.
I tried to make it fair for John Michael
I
so
had-
he could have a chance
What do
to
you
win, even if he did it.
first.
You go first.
You open-
Heather
well,
goes first.
yeah.
1942.
1942.
1934.
You will get 2 points. The answer is 1934. Exactly.
Nice. That's impressive. That's very impressive.
That's the luckiest guess
That
ever.
is. I don't think
I
anyone.
do think there was a little bit of skill.
No, that's
there.
right.
I mean,
I
I would
don't
have
know.
loved to get it.
I don't think there
I
was.
don't know.
Well,
I
it's not
don't-
like, did you know it?
No,
I
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
think
I mean, I don't
Look,
know.
if I would have gotten that, I would have said that is the luckiest guess.
That
on the
is
history.
the
Roundabout,
That was great. Good
yes.
guess. Very good guess.
I,
All right.
I would have said like 1950 something.
Oh, that was.
because I knew that.
Wow.
I would never have seen that coming. But okay. And we have 2 more closest guess ones. This one is duration in seconds of Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
The whole song?
Yeah, duration in seconds. So I don't know if you know how many seconds are in a minute, but that's kind of how
Not
that
fair. This is a math question for your mom.
Well, then she won't like the next one either. Okay. I mean, she just got it on the exact duration. 5 seconds. 5. I'll give you 10 seconds because math is hard. 9, 8, 7, 6. You ready? All right, you'll be first this time.
372.
Okay.
Did you say seconds?
Yeah.
In seconds, I can't do minutes.
In seconds.
Oh.
You have 3 seconds. 3,
You have
2.
to write it down.
213.
2:13. The correct answer is 2:41.
You have to
Jamichael would
write
be.
it down.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I had 3 minutes, 33 seconds.
Okay,
But I converted it into
I
seconds.
feel
Yeah.
like that was a little because when Paul responded to that, I felt like he changed his.
no, he didn't. He has three.
No, look,
he has
I wrote it
3:33.
down.
That's right.
That's exactly what I did in seconds.
He's close.
3 to 2.
All right.
3-2. The last one is the total amount of gifts.
Why are we doing math?
It's fun. Closest guess. I'm in charge. I was really trying to help John Michael. Truly, the total number of gifts received, and I forgot the name of the song. 12 Days of Christmas. The total number of gifts received, on counting all the days.
Yeah.
I'll give you 20 seconds.
Can't use a calculator?
No.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Are you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
638.
723.
It's like 4 something.
364.
Okay, that's-
700?
I don't know.
600? 3.
So it's 1 times 12.
It'd be 12
2
times
11.
12, which
No,
is
1 times
144.
12 only happens once.
We're not having
11 only happens once.
It's
Or twice.
That's right, because I was in
No, I know it's right.
12
I'm just saying.
happens 12 times.
12 happens once.
You're right. It goes forwards to backwards. I don't know.
We just had this question the other
Yeah.
day, and I didn't listen. But I always want to add every number again.
That's what I always did.
All right, 3-3. Is this the last question?
Yes.
This is for a Christmas present for John Michael.
It's 3-3, right?
It is 3-3.
Okay. In the song Mr. Grinch, what is his brain full of?
Licorice.
That is incorrect.
Good guess.
Unwashed socks.
Also incorrect.
Your brain is full of
Mush is all I could think of.
Okay. John Michael, here's your question.
Okay.
If you get it, you win.
If you get it, you win. If he misses it, and I have a bonus.
No, if she missed it, she gets a chance.
Yeah, I know. But if everything you both miss it, I have a bonus,
All right.
a tiebreaker.
All right. Here we go for the win.
For the win. You must finish the next 5 lyrics of this Christmas song. Next 5 words, sorry. Next 5 words. 5. Here to stay is a new bird, blank.
He sings a love song.
That is correct. John Michael
He's the
is the winner for one.
I won. I beat Michelle.
Barely.
Woo, I'm the winner. I have a win, guys.
Because I can't do math.
700.
Tricky of Paul. Seems unfair. But hey.
Well, a win's a win. I'll take a
It is
win.
Me
Hey.
too.
I always
Christmas
thought that
miracle.
a Christmas
Remember, you got to phone a friend.
I thought a Christmas trivia.
You could ask him.
Either one of those last two, I would have beat him on.
I
I
feel like Christmas trivia should be about
last
Christmas,
numbers?
not math.
I said two.
They were all Christmas.
Yeah, but I beat you on the first 2.
Math.
Yeah.
Math, though, like stupid questions.
Chris math.
Yes. Good job. Hey, we love you guys.
Woo! Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Give it up for Michelle
I didn't
and Tim and Paul. Woo! I won. All right.